mic is hot. I hear in my earpiece. We're getting ready to go live. Luke Rudkowski, Clint Russell. Hold on.
And Atlas.
Damn it!
No cursing.
Okay, hold on.
No cursing.
Okay, we're going live with Luke Rudkowski. Have I embarrassed you already?
No, it's good. I'm happy to be here again.
Hey, we're not doing it. Okay.
No, we can do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it live.
Let's do it. Do it again.
Okay, hold on.
My level
How many seconds? 30 seconds? 30 seconds until live time. This is the last attempt. I'm speaking to the mic like my phone. Here's
He did it 4 times. 4 times.
Oh yeah, you can hear because you're actually talking in real life.
Yes.
Not through the headphones. Live at 6 o'clock on, what is the channel?
YouTube.com/We Are Change.
We Are Change. Done. 15 seconds to spare.
Everyone heard that, by the way.
On the internet?
Yes.
Crap.
Don't worry, it's not forever.
It's just up there forever. Stop it. Clint, we're going to taser you.
Big bag, big bag, big bag, big bag. Yeah, my bag is loaded up with snacks and different foods. Squeeze into this tiny shirt, my big bag has no room. Big bag, 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 big bag. Big bag, big bag.
May I ask
Mike
what
just
we're
eat a
watching?
Big Mac. Mike just ordered DoorDash.
I'll explain it. Hold on.
Big bag, big bag. Big bag,
She's entering
big
competition
bag.
for Miss America.
Big bag, big bag.
This is the prep season. Alabama.
Yes, that is actually Clint's girlfriend. He loves his diversity, and that's what he considers a date. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's Luke Rudkowski here of thebestpoliticalshow.com, and we will be going live for the next 2 hours discussing all the latest and craziest news out there, as of course it looks like we have a woke Apple, Microsoft, AI Death Star as scooters now have been geolocated, barred from driving over diverse symbols. As a top financial mind is predicting economic doom as Hunter Biden was just found guilty of 3 felony charges. We're going to be talking about that, plus a lot more, all here for the next 2 hours, as of course we will ask you guys once again to please share this broadcast with your friends and family members. It does mean a lot to us since, of course, that's one of the few ways that these videos actually get out to the general public. We have faced a lot of backlash from YouTube and their algorithm, and truly, one of the reasons why I am still here after so many years of struggling and fighting against this larger Death Star of disinformation is predominantly because of you, so it means a lot, and thank you guys preemptively for sharing this broadcast and getting it out there to all your friends and family members. As of course, you guys also get to participate in the conversation. And one easy, clear way to do that is to just sign up to LukeUnfiltered.com. When you do that, you actually get the ability to call into the show, and we're going to be taking callers in about an hour and a half from now. That caller could be you. When you sign up to LukeUnfiltered.com and go to our secret Telegram group. We are in the Telegram group right now waiting for a caller. If that's you, just say, hey, I want to call in, and we will be going to you in a little bit. As of course, we also will be doing another nature hike in New Hampshire just for members in just a few days from now. And you guys should also check out mysuperchat.com, a platform that only takes a 3% service charge and allows your super chats to actually show up on screen. As of course, we will be reading super chats and my super chats all throughout the broadcast, as we greatly appreciate all of your support for this independent media outlet. As of course, joining us for this very probably tumultuous and funny conversation is the one and only Adam Lectern guy. Adam, for the people who don't know you, who are you and how would you introduce yourself?
Well, Wikipedia would say that I'm a terrorist and a terrible person. January 6th, I was caught rearranging furniture without a license in the Capitol. And that's who I am. There's a pretty famous image out there, a lot of memes, a lot of good time, but that's it.
You know, funny story, I got banned from Wikipedia. They can't even mention me. They can't even reference me. So I don't know if that's a good thing with the way that you've been described as, you know, clearly a professional furniture mover. But you have a crazy story. We have some crazy updates, especially with your prosecutor. We're going to get into all of that. As, of course, also joining us for this conversation is another wild man. That, of course, is Viva Frey. Viva, so good to see you before you head up to the great yonder up north to the land of no freedom and communism.
We'll just hope that I ever get back from the land of the formerly free. Yes. Good evening, everybody. It feels like we have a bit of a mirror here, except it's like reflecting
Light
reddish,
and dark.
reddish. And look at this. Anyways, Adam and I have been hanging out. Where am I looking? This camera right here. Adam and I have been hanging out for the last 2 days, or 2 secular days.
It's felt like forever.
it's been fantastic. But yeah, Viva Fry, you guys know me. I'm the former litigator turned current Florida Rumbler. I'm going back to the great communist North for the summer, at least a month, and I hope to be able to cross back into the United States if they don't detain me for my wrong talk about China.
Yeah, he's going to be saying sorry a lot throughout this
yeah,
broadcast, but it's okay. Clint is here. Clint, that's your idea of a date? Come on now. You got to do better with the young women you take out.
That was wild. Like, is the whole bit that she's just crushing food in the Walmart before she leaves?
Yes.
Hey, she's a cheap date. I appreciate it. Anyways, I was curious. Did Nancy Pelosi ever give you pizza? Because anytime I ask my friends to help me move furniture, I always have to give them pizza.
There was no pizza. She was
Wow.
actually she did threaten to stab me with her heels.
Impeach her now.
All the
You owe him
conspiracy
pizza.
theory alarms just went off. He mentioned pizza? That's a code word.
That's not what I meant. Anyways, at Liberty Lock Pod on X just broke 140,000. Thank you guys so much. Liberty Lockdown on YouTube and all the other platforms that we can't talk about. We got Steph on the buttons.
I'm just a button pusher here for We Are Change.
We expect you to moderate and hold this conversation, Steph, so
All
good
right,
luck.
then I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can you do the interior design of our studio?
I can just move things around really well. That's about it.
I was going to make the joke that aren't we all button pushers? I'll shut my big mouth now. Wah, wah, wah.
Let's just get right into it, as of course soon we might not be able to push buttons, as the AI might be pushing it for us, as we have this really creepy Siri demo from Apple that just announced a partnership with Microsoft AI that a lot of people, including Elon Musk, are sounding the alarms about. Here's the video that I saw that gave me the heebie-jeebies, creeped me out tremendously.
Imagine that I'm planning to pick my mom up from the airport and I'm trying to figure out my timing. Siri is going to be able to help me do this so easily. Siri, when is my mom's flight landing? What's awesome is that Siri actually cross-references flight details that my mom shared with me by email with real-time flight tracking to give me her up-to-date arrival time. What's our lunch plan? I don't always remember to add things to my calendar, and so I love that Siri can help me keep track of plans that I've made in casual conversation, like this lunch reservation my mom mentioned in a text. How long will it take us to get there from the airport? I haven't had to jump from mail to messages to maps to figure out this plan, and a set of tasks that would have taken minutes on my own, and honestly probably would have resulted in a call to my mom, could be addressed in a matter of seconds. That's just a glimpse of the ways in which Siri is going to become more powerful and more personal thanks to Apple Intelligence.
Oh my God, Becky, imagine making a microaggression against a diverse group and then a drone armed with lethal munitions just comes and then destroys me. That's the vibes that I got here, as of course this is like Terminator level technocratic tyranny that's being sold to you as convenience. It's going to be so comfortable and great when you get Soma injected directly into your veins and then put to sleep for thought crimes. I might be a little hyperbolic, but am I?
I have a lot of group chats that are in a lot of trouble if this is true.
Well, I mean, here's
I mean, data harvesting your data from your phone, from your Apple device, and then uploading it to Microsoft AI, ChatGPT, has a lot of severe implications. And again, it's so convenient. No, it is not. It is terrifying for me.
If you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to worry about. What they should do is make it easier, like just implant a chip in your brain so that instead of having to go through your emails, it can just go through your thoughts.
No, not even. You just insert it inside of yourself from bottom up, and conveniently have a placeholder there that, of course, could blow up too at any moment and time.
I mean, it's on the positive.
Clint could speak about that.
I'm gonna yeah, I can, but I'm gonna talk about that on the next segment. For the positive angle on this, it's really novel and neat. But simultaneously, I have zero faith that this information isn't being directly funneled to the government. It probably already is.
Yeah.
And therefore, I'm mortified that this technology exists. That's the honest
I
answer.
feel like the phone's been doing this whole time. Like, it definitely already checks my emails and knows there's dates and times and things happening.
It's terrifying because you could collect so much data that these systems, these kind of products, know more about you than you know about yourself, especially when you look at quantum computing and the advancement of artificial intelligence that's going to be superior than human intelligence. There are so many implications here. I, of course, rambled off my kind of larger theory of how this would be an entire doomsday scenario unfolding right in front of us. But what do you think are some of the pitfalls here? How wrong could this go from your guys' speculation?
Well, I mean, just to point out first, what she said there was, I didn't even have to go to my email because the Siri AI had already cross-referenced my email to see the email with confirmation of the flight details from my mother.
And it's got the latest flight updates to when the flight exactly will be landing.
Right, but the scary part about this is what that means is that you have AI that is essentially crawling every ounce of your data 24/7 to be able to do what it's ultimately delivering you. That is disconcerting. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to sign up for it and be happy with it, but for me, no.
It doesn't feel like nothing that's already happening. It doesn't feel like something that is not currently happening.
Yeah.
And what it sounds like they're doing is basically normalizing what they've already been doing by persuading you into consenting to it, so that you say like, all right, I'll sign up for it. Well, haha, joke's on you. We've been doing this for years already. There's no question about it. Yeah. The only question is, when is the government going to be using that crawling data to see where people are hiding money, not paying taxes, talking about external revenues? It's going to be, it'll revolutionize the way the IRS goes after people.
Yeah, it's almost as if they're trying to set up a central bank digital currency. It's almost as if they're trying to watch every single little transaction you make so they could tax regulate it and put you in jail for it if you don't report on it. And truly, the system here in America is becoming a lot more corrupted, and therefore these like technological advancements are that much more dangerous for your civil liberties, for any kind of semblance of privacy, which I don't think we have barely any left, as of course everything is tracked, traced, and databased for your convenience.
Well, everything they're doing is we're removing human error from the equation, right? And it sounds convenient, it's all convenience, but a lot of the human error is intentional, right? Like maybe I don't want to know my mother-in-law's coming on our flight. Maybe I forget that on purpose. Maybe I don't want to be updated. Maybe she shouldn't know that I didn't check my email or did check my email.
Yeah, now you have no excuses.
Exactly.
Now you have to pick up your
when you could have just left her there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look.
Traffic was horrible. She can see traffic now.
Here's
no
my
excuse.
concern.
Lies detected.
They're going to tell your mother-in-law, we notified your son-in-law that you were coming in, and he did not open the email.
Yeah, exactly.
Your son-in-law's a bastard.
He was busy on Pornhub.
I mean, to play off of
He
what
was wanking it to
I'll only be
midgets.
5 minutes late then. Come on.
to play off what Viva was
Family-friendly show here. Sorry.
Come on. To play off what Viva was saying, like with $35 trillion in debt, with it's going to be probably $1.5 trillion over the next 12 months in interest alone. What you're talking about with the IRS coming after us, these are the tools by which they will do so, and it's imminently necessary that they have to do so. The question is, will Fourth, Fifth Amendment type of stuff stand up? I don't know.
No, it's a no-brainer that what's going to end up happening, to the extent the government knows it can backdoor this or at least request permission, they'll say, we got a warrant after whatever, the suspicion of tax evasion, give us all the data that you've been collecting and crawling with your AI bots. They have it, but the problem is they have it already. I think this is just normalizing what they've already been doing so that people think I always consented to it so nobody stole anything from me.
But the good news is at least they're going to make sure it's equal across the board and only go after, everyone equally, and it's not going to be...
Well, hard proof. Hunter Biden got convicted today, so obviously the justice system works fine.
Yeah, it's totally balanced perfectly. There's nothing here to see except for the justice system working as perfectly as it intended to.
That clip, I don't know if you can pull up videos in real time. Do you remember the intro scene to Total Recall, the original, not the crappy remake, when they had the guy talking about Total Recall? Want to take a vacation to wherever? We can just plant that in here. That video had the same vibe. I thought for a second that might have been satire.
Yeah, that movie is like a documentary right now. As our as our friend Mike Benz, who is on this show a lot with us, also had his own 2 cents on this personal matter. He released a short video about it that I thought was important. Here's a clip of it.
So maybe someone can help me understand this, but isn't this basically just a merger of Apple and Microsoft to create a super partnership of the number 1 and number 2 sized companies in the world on AI? And specifically like a woke AI Death Star, because OpenAI is Microsoft. Microsoft has a 49% equity stake in it and effective control over it. In fact, if you remember when they temporarily fired Sam Altman, they all immediately went over to Microsoft, and Microsoft's own emails revealed that they said we don't need to worry about OpenAI because we are over it, under it, inside it, and around it. That's how Microsoft described their relationship with OpenAI. Over it, under it, inside of it, and around it. Total control of OpenAI. And Apple is integrating Microsoft into Apple. So these are the number 1 and number 2 size companies in the world by market cap. I mean, this would be like Coke and Pepsi merging for a giant death drink. Am I getting that wrong?
Filled with extra high fructose corn syrup that is actually not really good for you, as there are kind of legitimate concerns, especially with these kind of companies together, especially with monopolies, consortiums, and these larger kind of initiatives that should worry a lot of people, as of course anyone in this space now will have to compete against these giants. And will they even be able to compete? As of course all this data collection, all this information is essentially the new oil in these larger new economic markets. And to me, this is the new kind of Rockefeller Trust Fund of the 21st century that, in my opinion, is going to dominate and become a lot more powerful than government.
Well, the idea that can they compete would suggest that they don't all have the same ideologies, right? It's just basically a race to getting to woke ideology first.
Yeah.
So I don't think competition is the right word.
I think the better metaphor would have been if Coke and Pepsi merged and the new ingredient was nanobots that go into your bloodstream that then go up to your brain to make sure that you don't have any hateful thoughts. Like, that's actually what this merger amounts to, in my opinion. But I'm still of the belief that if you try to make a woke AI, you will be beat in a semi-free marketplace by whichever company ultimately unleashes theirs. Now, that doesn't mean that the outcome's going to be good either way, but I do not think that the merger of these two, Goliaths ultimately means that they cannot be competed with because of their ideology. I think it undermines them.
You might have to play the entire video again because I was too distracted by the 301 plus notifications that seem to exist on your Twitter feed. That doesn't drive anybody else crazy?
Oh, that's crazy.
I can't see the number.
You should see my text messages. It's even worse than that.
No, just turn off notifications at that point. What do you need that for? It's just all right. It is. It's we're living through idiocracy.
Yeah.
It's going to be. People are going to be drinking Brando, and now and no one's going to know why they're drinking it, but they were told to drink it.
But it's good for the crops, I've heard.
Yeah, well, it's got what plants need.
Yeah, sugar water.
If water's so good for plants, why aren't grass grown out of your toilet?
I was
which is
injecting
a
bleach
damn good
during
point.
the pandemic, so, listen to everything I hear.
Oh, yeah, bleach, yeah.
That's what Trump said, apparently.
Yeah. Like, the media reported on it, so it has to be true. As, of course, Mario Nafal came out and said, Apple is sleeping with the enemy and feeding the AI beast. If you look at a lot of this happening right now, a lot of this kind of points to unfair kind of market competitions to Elon Musk, who also is developing and working in the artificial intelligence space, as he took to social media on his own social media platform and said, quote, "It's patently absurd that Apple isn't smart enough to make their own AI, yet it's somehow capable of ensuring that OpenAI will protect your security and privacy. Apple has no clue what actually is going on once they hand your data over to OpenAI. They're selling you down the river." And yeah, I would agree with that. I have an Apple phone myself, and now will be largely reconsidering using it, especially when all the data is uploaded. As now there's even conversations about Elon Musk creating his own phone, which I hope he does. Especially if you interlink it with Starlink, it would definitely set up a larger kind of network that would probably defeat all the other networks out there.
I agree with Elon, and I appreciate his candor. What I don't understand is he is simultaneously forcing all of his verified users to go through a verification process, including our legal name, photograph, address, and then sending it to a foreign company. How can he...
That's probably KYC regulations that he has to follow, especially if he's going to be creating his own kind of bank, his own kind of Stripe, because that's what the talk has been, that Elon is creating the app of everything, and that to do this, he needs to comply with the larger kind of...
in that country.
Well, are we allowed saying that? I won't take offense.
We could talk about that country in about 40 minutes from now.
We're very cautious.
Is that country very real?
Bosnia?
Okay. a little bit south of Bosnia.
I'm going to keep guessing until I get it, and then don't tell me.
We'll talk about that in a second. But people make hay over that particular country. It can be any country. I mean, I
Well,
know there's,
no,
not, there's
exactly.
not a company like that I would trust, regardless.
Exactly.
That being said, for goodness sake, you already have it has your financial data on Twitter in any event. It has your bank information, all of your. So I mean, at some point, I've abandoned myself to the fact that whatever I'm afraid of giving is already out there, regardless.
You had to do the same kind of verification with Stripe in order to get paid.
Yeah, any crypto
by
thing, you gotta
Stripe
take a
in the
picture.
first place. Yeah, no, they again have the KYC regulations, which Donald Trump has kind of promised to deregulate when he becomes the president of the
Yeah,
United States
that-
in the cryptocurrency Bitcoin space, which
be
would
great.
allow people to have self custody and allow people to essentially have Swiss bank accounts in their own pockets, like Barack Obama prophesized and said was actually a bad thing. But in reality, that sounds pretty cool.
That's great, because I'm down a lot in Cardano. That would be...
But my point is, how can Elon say that your data is in peril with Apple because they can't trust this company because they don't know anything about it? It's like, okay, well then what do you know about this other company that you're requiring us to send our data to? Because it doesn't seem like he does. In fact, his response when directly asked about this was, "I'll look into it." It's like, hey, dude, you mandated this for everybody on your platform to go along with this, and you haven't looked into it yet. Like, that's not comforting to me either.
Clint, can I mention the Ed word? I don't even the M word. When you join
the
Mossad,
country
you'll
did a
bunch
abandon
last
all of
night.
these
Yeah.
concerns. I'm seeing Elon's like story arc from villain to hero forming in real time right now. He was once upon a time big on the AI, still is, going with the Neuralink thing, which people think is a form of transhumanism, and he's like anti-human, etc.
He was a part of PayPal.
Yes, but I think that was before PayPal became the devil that it is today. I can see Elon now going into AI to create his own AI to fight the bad AI.
Yes.
And we're literally going to have like the good AI versus the evil AI, and Elon's going to go from the villain to the hero. It'll be amazing. There's a movie in here.
Well, that's the larger kind of conversation that's been had for a long time now, especially with Elon Musk kind of raising the alarms when it comes to AI. Vladimir Putin came out and said the country that develops and uses AI first will be very similar to the first country that developed the nuclear weapon. So the AI probably will be weaponized, probably will be used against large portions of the population, and it is a threat against humanity, and there is a larger AI war unfolding right now, and I think this is why Elon Musk is not happy about this Apple-Microsoft kind of soft merger, because it directly threatens his kind of developments, because the data that they're able to harvest now are going to be able to outcompete him in the market of AI. So
they're gonna
he's
sell the
seeing
hell
this
out of
as a situation like, holy crap, these two companies are coming together. There's no way I could compete against that. So, the larger AI wars are serious, and they're in the hands of companies that believe that, again, we got to be safe here because we're on YouTube, but that believe that people could change their genders, that believe men could get pregnant. Those are the companies right now that are going to be developing the latest craziest level weapon of artificial intelligence that could destroy the earth many times over.
And I mean, our audience is very astute, so I'm not telling you guys anything you don't already know. But the primary revenue stream for any company on the internet at this point is just data collection. So what this is really a race for is the ultimate AI that can collect the most data to then have the most targeted marketing and do all sorts of things that we're not even thinking of at this point. So that's the race that they're in. Google won the first round of that race to have the ultimate search algorithm as well as email, which allowed for them to have the most data harvesting, which allowed for them to have the most high quality targeted marketing, which allowed for them to create amazing revenue streams when it came to advertising. Same exact race is happening, but this is now at the highest level, probably the last level. I don't think it goes any higher. So whoever wins this will be the most lucrative company in human history.
Ruler of the world.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, those are the larger implications here that we can't even fathom. We can't even kind of, calculate because it's far beyond our intelligence, far beyond our thinking. This is like next level sci-fi stuff that I'm not really reassured about. I did make 2 videos yesterday. One was a white pill future, and another one was a black pill future. And a major kind of prominent theme of both of those videos was, how is technology going to advance? Will it advance in a way where it has respect for humanity, or will it advance in a way where it's going to be more superior than us, see us as a lesser life form, and then kind of trample and destroy us? that right there is the question of will humanity survive in the future? And I think the verdict is still not out on that, personally, myself. So yeah, there's that.
They have nothing to say. We've scared our guests.
No, I wonder when the hourglass is actually done, right? When the last grain is actually filled the bottom. Yeah. Because let's say we do get this, right? We're on a path where we're just going to end up here, right? This is where we're going. When they get there, do they just cut the faucets off to free will and to free thought immediately, or is it still slow over time? Like, because if we're going to get there, and I do think we're going to get there, and there's nothing going to stop it, what does that next process look like? And in that moment, what are we supposed to do with it?
Yeah, you brought up a great point, because there is a war on free will. We are being predictively programmed. We are being shaped and molded by the algorithms every single day on social media in a way that many of us don't even realize. A lot of independent media sometimes just literally says the same thing, and this is why I always make sure, hey, I got to take a look at this story from a totally different perspective. I got to make sure I'm checking out different headlines from different places, but also talking to some of my sources, trying to get stories from the horse's mouth, and not just relying on what Twitter or Facebook or Reddit or Google decide to show me that particular day, because this is something that I think slowly over time is going to be like the boiling frog analogy, with us being in the pot, being in this kind of internet day and age world where we don't realize, holy cow, we're being cooked here, and we're being propelled towards a situation that's not in our benefit.
And we don't really understand what victories look like either, right? Because we haven't seen them in a very long time. G and R that are now good words on Twitter, you can say them. I won't say what they are because YouTube.
Guns and Roses.
Guns and
we
Roses.
We have a sign behind you that says them, that we sell on wearechange.shop.
People
I didn't
don't
see
understand.
that sign behind us. I have never
That's
been
why
more
we're sitting
offended
here.
in my entire life. What the hell? Where did I come?
He's Canadian. He explains it.
Jeez Louise.
People look at that though, and they
That
say,
sign, by the way, a hot seller. We can't show it on YouTube.
Okay,
we can't show it on
Just gonna
YouTube.
move it.
But that sign is it's like one of our best sellers, and it's been selling like hotcakes on wearechange.shop. Sorry, go ahead.
It's good. But people don't understand that the victory in that, right? And it's a very silly victory, right? On the face of it. And it's like, oh, you're petulant children using words with negative connotations pejoratively. No, it's about taking something back. It's not about drawing a line. It's about bringing the line back to where you were. Right. Like, that is what an actual victory is.
Any victory against progressivism is so hard fought that it's like, yes, it seems kind of pedantic or whatever, but it's like, no, this matters. It really matters that I'm able to say these stupid things that I want to just to express myself, because for so many years we were all being deplatformed for just trying to express ourselves with the parlance that we were accustomed to in our generation. It's very insulting. Go ahead.
I was going to say the terms are happy and slow, though they
Yes.
can get where we're getting at here. I once had, you know who Neil Oliver is, right? The Scottish, he's on GB News, beautiful human. And he was on once and he said, we were talking about things.
So eloquent.
He's amazing. He speaks in intellectual poetry.
Yep.
But I said something like, government's getting too big to fail. And he says, no, it's going to get too big to succeed. Because at one point in time, everything is going to get cataclysmically big. And it's going to dissolve because it cannot maintain its momentum. It's going to happen with AI. What I think is going to happen is things are going to get flooded with AI to the point where no one's going to believe anything unless it happens in real life. And we're going to have a full reversal back to the original state of humanity to some extent. Luke, when you say we're being manipulated in ways that we don't even know now because of technology, we've always been manipulated one way or another, whether it was print media 100 years ago, whether it was like drawing cavemen inside of caves. So it's an iteration of what's always been. At some point, it's going to become meaningless, the level of information and disinformation, and we're going to have to go back to a simpler time where we believe our eyes and believe our ears and go back to community.
And actually go out there and touch grass. And that's why we've been doing nature hikes all throughout the United States. That's why we also have a survival program for our members. It's like, hey, this is how you filter water. This is how you make a fire. Because, when the solar flares come, we're all going to be screwed. And maybe the solar flares are going to come at the perfect time to save humanity. So
we're the wrong color for that, you and I. We're not going to... the first.
I'm not gonna make it either.
Adam and I went fishing today. We caught fish with rods.
Wow,
it was fantastic. Your dog is coming
that sounded homoerotic. I don't know why.
It wasn't the same rod.
With rods.
Wait till you hear what the bait was.
Tremendous rods.
I don't want to know.
Anyways,
I don't want to know. Keep it to yourselves,
I
please.
think your point's well taken. That yes, we have always been manipulated. What's interesting is that because we now have so many alternative media outlets that we're able to go towards, what's happening is we are in fact more divided than ever. But I think in some ways we're healthier than we were, because during World War II you'd have two maybe news outlets that you could actually turn to. Now you have thousands, literally thousands, and the censorship really can't stop that. We continue to migrate to new platforms that allow us to speak freely, but it also has created kind of these incredible echo chambers, but like thousands of echo chambers where we can't really relate to one another because we're all receiving different information. All of us are convinced that we're right, that we have the truth on our side. Obviously, I believe that we have the truth on our side, but it doesn't change. It doesn't prove anything against our opposition. Like they're just as convinced because whoever told them. It's very frustrating.
Yeah. Elon Musk also declared on Twitter that, quote, if Apple integrates OpenAI at the OS level, then Apple devices will be banned at my companies. This is unacceptable security violation. Then he goes on and says, and visitors will have to check their Apple devices at the door where they will be stored in a Faraday cage. As, of course, a lot of these phones are able to listen to you. They're able to spy on you. This is why, on my phone, I got the little handy... yeah, look at that. We should start selling some of that stuff. But it does.
But you see, exercise in futility. You'll get an AI-generated image that purports to come from your phone. It'll be indistinguishable from reality, and you'll be doing terrible things.
Yeah.
Is it, but I put the thing over there. Not that time you didn't.
And
then
sonar. And the local police departments literally have like sonar technology where they could look into rooms without cameras and see who's in where, especially local SWAT teams already have this type of technology where they could just scan it, send over these signals and know exactly who is where doing what at what particular time. So
the majority of people arrested from January 6th, they had their devices triangulated by cell phone companies. That's how most arrests happened.
That knowingly gave over the data to the feds without them even asking for it in many instances. So this was...
And without a warrant in some instances, which is absolutely unbelievable.
But they can't find who brought cocaine into the White House. They can't find out who blew up the Nord Stream pipeline.
No.
They don't know who was on. They don't know who was on Epstein's client list. It's an amazing thing what they can't find when they don't
know where COVID came from. It's all mysteries.
Yeah. The sickness.
Sorry, sickness.
As I have a theory about the
the
cocaine.
Myshoronosaurus is the way to say it.
There you go.
Myshoronosaurus.
You have a theory about the cocaine?
I have a theory. That's a running theory. That maybe the guy with the laptop with a bunch of pictures of him doing it,
Yeah.
Did it?
who goes to the White House a lot.
No, it couldn't have been.
That's a crazy conspiracy theory.
Maybe, just maybe. I'm just saying.
Did you guys notice that the same time that story was going on, who was it? Rolling Stone ran an article about how the Trump campaign, the Trump presidency, was dispensing drugs in the White House like it was candy. It's an amazing thing how they distract and accuse their adversaries of doing what they are doing.
All iron law of woke projection. James Lindsay.
Steph, we have some super chats here. Let's read them from Telegram to YouTube, please.
All right, we got Finboy Slick saying, I have a compromise video of Luke bringing on seed oil laced Taco Bell. Will release unless given $1 million in unmarked bills or a date with Clintina. Whoa. Here's $5 to help pay the ransom.
I'm taking you to Taco Bell on the date. So.
Listen, Clintina will take you out. He'll show you a great time.
That's right. I have to date a new person every day, so get in line.
He's a very busy guy, but we'll make it work, Finboy Slick, okay? He's a great
Finboy
date.
reminded me, I just sent you the link. If you can, I don't know who can bring it up during the stream. If you want to play the video, it's indistinguishable, Luke, if you put on 300 pounds and started eating food out of your car. You have to play it.
What is this video? Hold on, I'm going to pull it up. Steph, keep reading.
Finboy, I sent it to him.
All right. As we're getting that video up, we have SA
There was a video of
Federal.
Clintina, too, that send me the Clintina video, too, because it expired. It expired.
Oh, it did. Okay.
It expired. I couldn't play it on the show. I was going to play it on the show, Finboy.
You had me so nervous, and then it was just like some silly.
I did it on purpose. I was like, Clint, I don't want to be disrespectful to Clint. I don't want to hurt his feelings. I was like, this is really wild stuff that they have, video of Clint. So I was like, hey man, I want to give him a right of refusal. Yeah. And then I showed him the video, and then we all laughed.
Yeah.
And then I tried to play it on the show, and then we couldn't play it. So I'm going to pull up this video reluctantly, but keep going. Steph.
All right, so we got SA Federal saying, just here to say that Steph can mispronounce my name any day. She's a 10. Your guest today's are 10s too. Also, Iowa Uber.
Oh no.
Iowa.
Oh,
dude, run it.
No.
Thank you, SA Federal.
No, this is horrible. This is
my God.
I am terrified of playing this clip.
It's your voice.
my
Is that
goodness.
you?
Oh my goodness.
It's not Clint.
Hey,
Did you have a David Hasselhoff moment?
I was fat a few years ago.
Yo, that
I
legit.
was fat.
I'm pretty sure that's you, dude.
It could be.
Please run it.
Shoes. My blood sugar's going down. And I said I needed a snack in order to film this video. So I decided to go to Taco Bell to get a little refreshment. So you guys want to watch me eat this, yes or no? And I forgot to check if they have ever... They better had everything. Or I'm calling corporate. The lady kept looking at me extra funny. I hate you guys.
It's a happy. It's a very happy Luke.
Listen.
Oh, he's got Taco Bell.
Dude, AI is advanced.
I was on the toilet for a week after that. Send me the Clintina video, Finboy. Send it to Viva. Viva will DM it to me, and it's only fair now that we play that.
Okay, I'm not sure we can make that one happen in real time. But
Quick point I wanted to make, though, about you were talking about idiocracy, and it's like, yes, I think that AI is inevitable, but simultaneously, it's like, okay, so we have tremendous doubts about whether or not AI is just going to wipe us off the face of the earth, but simultaneously, our current political establishment is waging proxy wars against multiple nuclear powers simultaneously while racking up debt at an exponential rate, while also, teaching our children that they're so problematic they need to do body modification. It's like, could it be worse?
Well, maybe nuclear war is the way out.
The AI made me this mukbanger, okay? All right? So it used my voice.
That's pretty fun.
I mean...
That doesn't look like you.
I still believe that's you.
But now imagine what the CIA does.
Yeah, no, it's going to be bad, dude.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad, but it's also going to be, it's inevitable. So let's just have a party.
There's a silver lining to it. It's going to force people, even in private, to lead more pure, more serene, more ethical lives because... I say nobody is beyond reproach or beyond suspicion, but some people expose themselves more depending on their public lives to certain types of
on the
videos.
inverse of that, everyone's going to become a total degenerate because you're just going to say any video that comes out, any evidence that comes out, AI created it. It's not actually true.
Well, that is the flip side to this. That's the black pill versus the white pill. Some will say, no, you're not going to resort to degeneracy because all that you'll be left with is your own dignity and you will know the truth.
Okay. Imagine how many George Floyd videos they have right now that they AI generated that they're just ready to release out there.
Well,
right?
you imagine my nightmare is, Joe Biden shows the American public a video of a nuclear bomb going off in Ukraine. Yeah. And then they say, and it's totally AI generated. You would not be, you will never be able to distinguish.
Yeah, like wag the dog.
Yeah,
kind of
we
moment.
We need to respond now. No time to think. Do it now, and that's the pretext. And that's what these corrupt nincompoops.
And that's what the Ukrainians legitimately tried to do when their defensive missiles went off into Poland, and then took the lives of 2 Polish citizens. And they were like, "This is Russia.
Article 5.
Respond automatically right now." And I'm like, this is dangerous sociopathic behavior that's bringing us on the brink of a
nuclear war might be the answer. Just hear me out.
Solar flare.
Hear me out.
I'm going to make
it's a
solar
big
flare
reset button.
Yeah.
Just strategic nukes in places. We start over. Look, we mess things up. Just get the population down. It's real quick and indiscriminate.
It might be good for the environment. Apparently, I read an article in the Huffington Post.
Oh, yeah.
A small nuclear war could be good for the environment.
Global warming solved. I would come out with shirts. I would come out with shirts and I would say nuclear war 2024. That's what we're voting for.
I think we literally made a shirt like that. God. I'm going to look up. I'm pretty sure we made a shirt just saying, just nuke us all now. Just let it all go to hell now, 2024. But I'm going to make another one that says solar flare 2024. Let it all just reset.
Can you,
but Finboy, please send us that video. Okay, I think we got a link that we might be able to play of Clintina. Finish reading off the super chats, please.
Clint's Blue Waffles says, "Hola, amigos. Clint, what is your quick take on the Saudis dumping the petrodollar?"
They were bought off. I mean, obviously. So it's not exactly surprising, but it's a big deal. It's a very big shift in that because they're such a huge oil and gas producer, the whole beginning of the petrodollar system began with the arrangement between the American political establishment, Israel, and Saudi Arabia. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if this puts major speed bumps.
All right, read the next one.
All right, we got Finboy Slick saying, "Here's the link. Sorry, I don't do social media, so I can't DM Viva. Here's Clintina's video."
Thank you, thank you, Finboy Slick. We've been all waiting for this moment patiently for a very long time. Beautiful. An official video of Clintina.
It's glorious
in his glorious prime.
Hello, I'm in my canopy bed, and it's day 20 of being a girl, and today is the Trans Day of Visibility.
We were there. I
me?
filmed this. Yeah, trust me, guys.
I have never felt this visible before, and it's kind of scary and amazing, especially being a trans woman. And when I say day 20, I just mean that 20 days of publicly being a woman. There's been so many moments of my life when I've craved,
How did they
you
do
know,
that with
being
my
a girl,
voice? What's
feeling like a
happening?
girl,
It's-
and now I'm
they
finally
didn't do
living
anything.
it.
It's you.
And that's
You're very bold. You're very
How
bold
did
and
this
b-
happen?
and
I
brave.
have no idea.
When is
20
the
days
Bud
of
Light
womanhood.
sponsorship
Unbelievable. Wow.
I like your nails.
That's the first time I've heard my voice in AI, and that was jarring. It really
uncanny.
was.
Yeah.
It's uncanny.
That was scary, man.
Hey, you know, it's like a mirror, perfectly reflecting your identity. As of course, we have some YouTube super chats. Steph, go ahead.
Whatever, Luke. You're morbidly obese, and I'm a beautiful woman.
I was obese.
I'm a beautiful woman.
I
20
was
days
obese.
into beautiful womanhood.
Plot twist: both of those videos are totally 1,000% authentic.
If you're 20, if you're 20 days in, you're going to be
I used to
cycling
have
real
3
soon.
chins, like that ass. I used to be a fat ass. Not a happy one. Steph, go ahead.
So we got Andrew Jacobs saying happy birthday, Josie the redheaded libertarian.
Yeah, happy birthday, Josie.
Whoop, whoop. And then we got Red Viking saying Viva's the king. Trucker protest best giorno. Okay.
Best journal.
Thumbs up. Hold on, let me wait for the camera. Very nice thing. Yeah, no, that was the trucker convoy. Nobody understood what it was going to turn into until after the fact.
Yeah, I was interviewing some of the head dudes for the convoys on my show during it, and it was one of the most like heartening experiences of my life. When we were going through such darkness, to see like the courageousness with the, I mean, same feeling I had when I saw you walking with the like, lectern. I was like, America is still alive. Yes.
That's going to get him some FBI attention.
Well, I think they're already attending
more?
to him.
Yeah, a little bit more. You know, now they use the AI to do a little bit more. As of course, continuing the conversation that we just had a couple moments ago, Elon Musk had also a serious warning about everything that we were just laughing about. As of course, he came out with this speech recently talking about and detailing his concerns for the AI.
I have a concern really for all the major AI programs. I mean, the 2 biggest ones obviously are Google Gemini and OpenAI, which is in partnership with Microsoft. So you've got kind of Google DeepMind and OpenAI and Microsoft as the 2 largest players, and you've got Meta sort of somewhere in 3rd place. The concern I have, and this may seem like a small concern, but I think it's actually a very big issue, is that they are not maximally truth-seeking. They are pandering to political correctness. To give you an example, when Google Gemini came out, one of the questions people asked it would be, which is worse, misgendering Caitlyn Jenner or global thermonuclear warfare? And it said misgendering Caitlyn Jenner. Now the funny thing is, you know, even Caitlyn Jenner said, please misgender me, that is way better than nuclear war. So, okay. But if you've got an AI that has been trained so hard for political correctness, and really to make crazy statements like that. And OpenAI has a similar issue. It's more subtle, but it's a similar issue.
Yeah, all those black Germans in the 1930s, really bad guys. As of course, Caitlyn Jenner just took to Twitter and said, quote, "My guy, Elon Musk, is yet again spot on." I love this clip. The Caitlyn Jenner AI test better have my team trademark ASAP. As what he's bringing up is a legitimate conversation that happened on ChatGPT, where it prompted that we should not misgender Caitlyn Jenner in order to stop a nuclear apocalypse. That's the type of thinking that's being shaped for the future AI artificial mind.
I say we just put that in charge of the military and see what happens. It'll be fun.
I say that redefines Kantian categorical imperatives. There's a very double entendre in there. That is first of all, what is it proving other than the fact that AI is effectively a political tool? I mean, no one's going to place any weight in what it produces by way of results, and that's probably the way it should be. The only question is what damage it can do in the meantime. Although, for a program that's been taught that misgendering is the equivalent of genocide, you can understand how it can misconstrue that.
Worse. it's worse than nuclear holocaust. So yeah, it's a big deal.
I think we have a Viva vlog too that's available. We're going to play that in a little bit, as I wanted to bring up the next story. We're going to play the Viva car vlog that has been leaked, also from Finboy Slick in just a little bit.
Yeah. Don't let Viva laugh too much. I did one of him too.
Uh-oh.
That's Finboy Slick.
That sounds like a threat.
Femboy Slick says, Clintina is my best work. No need to play it. Just wanted to share. We'll play it in a little bit, as of course the absurdity continues, especially now with Lime scooters addressing a controversy surrounding a pride flag on a road by announcing that now they will shut down drivers' ability to drive over it with their scooters in Spokane, Washington. Yes, Lime scooters will no longer work on certain streets if they include LGBTQ rainbow murals on the road. You will not be able to drive on the road because of woke signals that they don't want you driving over, even though they put them on the road.
You know how I know gay people are oppressed in America?
This.
Well, no, but hold on. This is like the level of satire meeting reality. Is this a question of protecting the trans flag or objecting to transgenderism? That whole thing.
That's a good question.
Because I'm like, okay, fine. Are they trying to punish the people who would drive over the flag, or are they trying to make a political statement? We're gonna inconvenience anybody and show you what absurdity this is.
Yeah, there was a news reporter or I forgot exactly who it was that was reporting on these kids driving over this mural, but these kids were driving everywhere, and they're like, look at these hateful, bigoted, this is a troubling act. Look at these children driving their scooters. And it was a Lime scooter over this flag. And then later he reported on another tweet saying, they also made skid marks on this other road too, but who knows what really happened here? This needs an investigation. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is crazy.
Those kids are facing potentially 5 years in jail.
No, I think that's another case. I don't think that's Spokane, Washington. Is it?
Well, maybe.
Oh, it is. It is. Yes, we have the Western Journal here with an article that says that a teen was arrested after scooter leaves marks on Pride crosswalks.
I think it was a teen, 19-year-old and 2 minors.
Three people were arrested after a so-called Pride crosswalk was damaged in Spokane, Washington on Wednesday. This is insane. This is crazy.
You know what is going to happen, and it will be tragic and hilarious at the same time. The scooter's going to slow down to not run over a flag, and they're going to get rear-ended by a car and die. And then it's going to be hilarious, and someone's going to say, what the hell did you do? I mean, this is the level of stupidity that it's going to create human danger to protect the flag. If you don't want your flag getting run over, don't put it on the freaking road.
Okay, listen, but what if it's a trans person on a scooter? Are they allowed to go over the flag? It's kind of like some people get the end pass, but
it's their property.
Others don't.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's a fair argument. Makes sense.
I'm trying to be objectively fair, you know?
Yes.
Well, I think what has to happen is it has to jump. They have to put ramps before, and you just jump over the flag, and whatever happens too. Who could ever do that sport?
Well, you're hypothesizing some really dangerous potential side effects that could happen, but I think that the more likely and ultimate outcome is going to be the rise of a total strongman right-wing dictator. Like that's where all of this progressivism is headed. You see it online. I mean, you see the accounts that are going viral talking in ways that I would have never imagined to be so popular in America. And it's like that's where we're headed. And I'm not happy about it. I'm just being honest. Like that's my analysis. I think that's where we're going.
I have a recommendation. They should not just stop in front of the flag. They have a camera on the front of the scooter. It will not go over the flag until you take a knee and bend and worship the scooter. So you got to get in front of it, do 3, whatever the thing bows, and then it will restart and you can drive.
Take a knee. And apologize, especially if you're a white person, and there should be a donation box for repentance for your whiteness that you get to donate in order to, drive and actually use this thing. So great idea that could probably be implemented with the way that things are going socially, as of course, the police counted 14 skid marks on this mural as Lime scooters came out and condemned and are deciding to take action on this vandalism, which, again, it's ridiculous. Right now, I love Lime scooters. I love scooters. They're really fun to ride, especially in cities and places where you could ride them. They're still available in Washington, D.C. I loved going to riots in France because the Lime scooters there. I was literally just waiting until things would pop off anywhere, and I would scooter over with my Lime to the main action where all the riots were happening in Paris. I would literally park my Lime scooter, take a photo of it, and then go report on all the action. And then moments later, the Lime scooter would be flying over as, of course, protesters were using it against police officers. But it was a very efficient, great way to get around. I'm no longer going to be using Lime. I'm going to literally delete the app from my phone right now because this is just ridiculous that we are protecting these symbols to the point where teenagers are getting criminal records, are getting punished, are getting fined for literally driving over them. As of course, we're creating skid marks all over the place, not just over this thing. Who knows if it was an actual hate crime, but this is just becoming more ridiculous by the day.
It's not a hate crime. Sorry.
No, but apparently they're also going to make it illegal to leave skid marks on Pride-themed underwear. So that's going to be bada bing, bada boom. I thought about that 5 minutes ago.
Well, they have the Patriot American flag kind of underwear that people wear, and that kind of really does make you wonder about saluting the flag.
By the way, you were asking maybe it was that Lime was protesting. No, that tweet that he just showed said that Lime comes out and condemns these acts of hate or whatever. So they're lockstep.
Holy hell.
Yep.
But from the country that believes burning the American flag is a constitutionally protected right, now says leaving skid marks, tire marks on a flag on the road is a hate crime.
Yep. That's where we live.
There is no logical consistency among the progressive left.
By the way, no victim. There's no victim. You didn't need to paint it there. You did, voluntary. And so, if I have to hit the brakes and I leave a skid mark.
But especially at the intersections, a crosswalk is where you're going to need to hit the brakes.
Exactly.
More so than on like a freeway.
What if there's a wreck directly in front of me and I'm like, now I'm so afraid about committing a hate crime that I just drive into the wreck in front of me because I can't hit the brakes while I'm on.
You will die for the greater good.
That's right.
That particular one had already had skid marks on it.
Prior and they were repainting it.
They had a ceremony after they repainted it. They had a ceremony for this. And this is what gets me, right?
It's a religion.
How insignificant is your life? How little is there about you that you have to throw a ceremony for a painted road?
I mean, that's a religious ceremony. That's what they're doing. This is their religion. I swear it is.
It's a cult.
Well, Gestalt theory, right? We're supposed to be the sum of all of our parts, not just the one thing, and then we focus on that, and it becomes our whole identity. This is very concerning to me. When everything about you is about the things you put in your mouth, you're not a reasonable person.
Or up the cantina.
You're not a rational person. You're not a rational person.
Yeah. No, I mean it's so much worse than that because this is also the ideology that is being force-fed to the vast majority of children in this country. So our future is not looking very bright. The good news is that so many of the young men in this country are totally revolting against this. The problem is that they're going to revolt directly into the arms of a strongman right-wing dictator. So that's the
life is a pendulum, and there is for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. When you have you imagine this. They're talking about the Trans Day of Visibility and a class that
we can see your bulge.
They're flying the flag.
Oh, bro, you're visible. Trust me.
Yeah, we see it.
When you are the picture of a church out. I forget where now. Who was it that put it there? Vincent Oshana. I think it's in Florida. Or no, it was in California.
I love him.
Yeah. A flag over a church. The issue is not a lack of visibility. When you have flags over government buildings, that's an illustration of conquer, not an illustration of being ignored.
I mean, we put it up on our embassies in foreign lands. It's like you are not oppressed. What are we even talking about?
Yeah, it's just, every multinational corporation and powerful institution supporting your praises and then punishing everyone severely for not doing so, and then also driving over your symbols when you put them on the road.
Which, by the way, we don't put American flags at crosswalks. This is a next level of religiosity and fervor for this ideology.
That's actually what I was looking at to see if there's any examples of American flags on crosswalks where it necessarily gets walked on, trampled, skidded on. It's an act of disrespect to put it there in the first place. If you ever respect it,
I think it's an act of provocation. It's intentionally trying to get these things to happen, so that then they can weaponize it and criminalize people that oppose the push.
They don't have parades; they have marches. Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
That's
right?
a good way to put it.
They're not done. Maybe there was a time when they were oppressed back in the 60s and 70s, right? It was kind of taboo. It is no longer that. And when I say they're on a march, there is an end result to this. There is an end game to this. And I will allude to it the best I can by quoting a mayor out of California. He said, the best part about the parade was having the kids there.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Is that Scott Wiener? No, seriously, that dude says crazy stuff.
He says some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, to me, there's a larger kind of thing to think about, especially when it comes to the merger of AI and these technological advancements that is leading to transhumanism. And I think this plays into the larger kind of woke agenda that we're seeing carried out in a way where a lot of young men and women don't know the gender that they are. They have a lot of gender confusion that it's going up dramatically. Mental illness among young children going up dramatically. And I think a lot of it is because of social media. So if you have, the Ray Kurzweils, if you have this larger kind of identity and this larger understanding of where all of this is kind of going to this kind of singularity, to this kind of godlike technology that will allow people to live forever, there's going to be a huge section of the population that just won't be able to. And what better way to deal with that problem than to have them kind of cancel themselves out? So this is how I see it from my own kind of conspiracy mind, seeing the writing on the walls here as, of course, this technological advancement, I think, is far more complicated than just rotting the brains of the youth, but creating a kind of pathway towards this singularity that I think is absolutely troublesome, that is absolutely worth hypothesizing about, because this is the kind of clear trajectory that we are on, from my own personal opinion.
I just wrote in my head the next Babylon Bee article. The pride flag crosswalk closed to pedestrian traffic to preserve its integrity.
Yes.
And you're gonna have to walk through traffic to avoid walking over the pride flag at the crosswalk, get hit by cars.
Man.
That's it. Dylan, where is it? Right there. You know who to thank for that.
Yeah, and by the way, there's lots of gay people and lesbians and all the people in those little groups that totally oppose all of this. Like, they understand that this is divisive. They understand that this is far, far above and beyond any sort of demands that they had for equal rights or any of that. Like, they see this for what it is too. So I think that in reality, like, it's not about these groups versus us. It's like those that are aware of the op that's being ran versus everybody that's participating in it.
There's no informed consent to a lot of these young people that are kind of hijacked, that are hoodwinked, that are propagandized to the point where they destroy their reproductive rights.
See, I think it's second generational oppression is where we see that kind of diversion from, they were actually oppressed to, we're going to make sure we're not oppressed ever again. And I think we're in second generational, God, warfare is the wrong word. I mean, they're...
No, we're in fifth generation warfare.
No, we're there. I think it's fair to say. I think it's clear, especially with the way things are going for the youth of this country, that they're not going towards a good trajectory. You look at the future of a country, you look at the youth. The youth are screwed up. They're messed up more than ever. So I don't have a lot of kind of optimism for the future, mainly because I look at the youth and I'm like, wow, this is signaling some very disturbing, troubling times ahead of us.
That's okay. They'll be drafted and put on the front lines against Russia. So we don't have to worry about them.
Yeah, there's that.
But they won't use firearms because those are terrible and it would be a wrong way to fight a war. So
They'll use drones and robots.
No, I just hope synchronized dances. I think that'll just solve everything.
The only thing you have to do,
a whole line of furries out front.
the only thing you have to do
dance-offs.
to radicalize them and get them to be willing to pick up arms is to just tell them that Vladimir Putin's a transphobe. And they will be ready to rock. Like,
he misgendered you.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll black block it for sure. Yeah.
Man. They're pretty good at that. Steph, let's finish off the rest of the super chats on Telegram and on YouTube, please.
All right, we got Ada19 saying, great show, thumbs up emoji. Thank you. And we have King of Biltong saying, great to see Viva and Luke together. Two of my favorite podcast hosts in one show. Bada bing.
Oddly enough, I was going to bring a bag of biltong, but then I remembered that Luke is already on the biltong train, and I gave one to Adam, and I think he's hooked.
No. You didn't give me anything.
He didn't give
I
him
took nothing.
Sorry.
Yes.
I fed him. I fed him food so he wouldn't fall asleep.
I was asleep, actually, when you gave it to me.
Yes.
I woke up with a mouthful of jerky meat.
That's how Viva rolls, people.
That's what Viva does.
That sounds like a date with me.
I fell asleep on a futon real rapidly.
Unconsensually puts meat in your mouth. So confirmed. As they go play with each other's rods afterwards as well.
That's how they fish.
So
Fish.
That's what the young kids call it.
You hold the reel, I'll get the rod, and we'll just pull it in.
We are so derailed right now.
All right.
Hurry up! Read the super chat stuff.
We got the Finboy Slick saying, speaking of bulge, remind Viva to plug in his fishing book on the show.
You have a fishing
Okay,
book?
I'm done for real now.
You have a fishing book?
No. I think it's a joke. But I do have I'm working on a
link.
children's story. It's going to come one day. This was me back in more beautiful days when we're going to play
We're
that.
going to put that in a little bit. Shouts out to King of Biltong. Seriously, great product. We got your package today. Thank you so much for the Celtic salt. I love that stuff. If you sell it, let me know because we would love to sell it for you as well. I had a bunch of Biltong today after working out. Great product. Really love your stuff. Land of Biltong. I think promo code WRC or WRC10, either or. But really great company, family owned, and we really love working with them because the product is absolutely incredible. So definitely go check them out. As of course, without further ado, we got to hire Finboy Slick to work with us because this meme AI magic here is really next level. And shouts out to him as now we get an unreleased Viva Fry car vlog that has just been leaked.
I mean, I haven't kissed anyone in a while, but still, like, we know it happened to the Virgin Mary, okay? It's possible.
It looks
in all
more like
seriousness,
me
no,
than me.
I can't get a period. But my doctor
you.
did tell me that the estrogen I'm taking can cause me to become, like, kind of hormonal, emotional, like 3 to 4
my wife's
days
shirt.
out of the month. So watch out. And this is going to sound shocking, but I wish
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Your nails look great.
No, I think I look more handsome in there than I do right now.
You lost some weight.
Yeah,
Clearly.
Well, that was my wife's favorite shirt, so I got in trouble for making a car vlog in her fancy cashmere shirt. I have no idea what the hell.
Viva,
that is.
you
no
should
expense. You
transition.
went for the C's. Those are expensive.
Viva, you should transition. I think you look amazing.
Well, I already have nice cups here, so I will have to skip one of the surgeries.
They're called boobs, so please get it right. As of course, we now actually will be continuing the conversation in an unfiltered way, if you could believe it or not.
Thank God.
We are going to be able to say whatever we want on this next platform that put us on the front page. All you have to do is go to this platform that rhymes with Bumble. And we will have more inappropriate conversations there. We're on the front page, so definitely go check us out as the conversation will continue there. Before it does, Adam, where can people find out more information about you?
I am just on Twitter exclusively. I deleted my Facebook, Instagram because no more money to the commies. So you can find me at Lectern Leader, Lectern Leader.
He's a really fun account. You should follow him.
Thanks.
Viva, you put your YouTube channel in there, but
Oh, yeah,
people
but-
could find you on
Where
a
can
lot
you
of other
find me?
places, right?
There we go. If you Google Viva Fry, you'll get everything. But Viva Fry on Rumble, Viva Fry Twitter, Viva Barnes Law.
You guys are so lucky.
.locals.com.
Like you Google me, like for a while, you used to YouTube my name, and it used to be this like fake video of me with like my nose but 10 times the size, describing how I work for this country in the Middle East that we can't mention that we're going to be talking about in just a little bit, and how I was a sellout. And I'm like, why is that the thing that comes up? And then before that, you used to look up my name. Tim Pool was always bragging and showing off. He had these like Google goggles, and he was like, look what happens when you look up my name. He's like, okay, glasses. Who's Tim Pool? He's like, award-winning journalist, covers it. And then it was like a paragraph of just brown nosing, Google brown nosing. And then he was like, what's Luke Rudowski? He's like, conspiracy theorist. That's it. Nothing else. I've been banned from Wikipedia. I've been slandered by YouTube. Maybe that has something to do with us confronting Eric Schmidt at Bilderberg, but that's a different story. Clint, where can people find you?
If you Google Clint Russell, you will just see gay porn, but it has nothing to do with me. But it's a little factoid that I thought I'd let you guys know.
I was young, but I needed the money.
College was a weird time. Anyways, at Liberty Lock Pod, Liberty Lockdown on all of the platforms. I will also be doing a show myself, Dave Smith, Top, and David over on, I think it's Nephilim D Squad. I can't say the full thing. Tonight, you can just follow me on Twitter. You'll see where it's at. That'll be fun. 9 o'clock tonight.
I just checked. Didn't come up, so I put in Clint Russell gay porn in my search engine, and then it came up, and now I think I'm going to get some strange
For the
ads.
first time I Googled that. For the very first time.
The AI has you figured out right now.
I was kidding, by the way, but now that you've searched Clint Russell gay
I
porn,
didn't do
it
that.
probably
You
will
crazy-
come up.
You now know someone's going to be creating it with the AI, right?
Oh, that's true. Well,
Yeah.
look, that'll be funny. So go ahead. Whatever.
Yeah. No,
Can I
please.
just be the bottom?
Since you asked nicely.
We're not on Rumble yet. Jesus, Steph, go.
Steph.
Steph, we are change. Goodbye.
All right. So, yes. I think we already have a caller for lukeunfiltered.com. Nature Hike. We're doing shows at PorkFest with Chris Martinson. We're doing another show this week with Milo Yiannopoulos and Mark Lobliner here on...
Is that Friday?
I think it's Friday, yes. Okay. Milo might be Saturday. Mark is confirmed Friday. Milo is still confirming either Friday or Saturday. So Milo, again, this is why you got to click the notification button, because we don't know when we're going to be live. And it's definitely going to be a very interesting conversation with Milo Yiannopoulos that's coming out of retirement and is going to be joining us for a very interesting conversation.
After this weekend, if you Google Clint Russell, you'll see a porno with me and
Stop
Milo.
it!
It's weird. It will be fake, though. It won't